once you've pulled your gown and gloves for a procedure, you're going to want to open them and prepare them for you to be able to scrub in. That's step two, step one being grabbing the equipment. Now, how you open it and how you lay it out will depend upon the context that you're working in. So we're going to go through kind of the preparation step for a number of different contexts. And really, for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to set things down here, but let's pretend that this surface is a sterile surface, and I'll just set things off to the side here. What you're going to want to do first, let's say this is sterile, what you're going to want to do first is actually set out your gloves. And that's because we put on the gown, and I'll show you later in a video, we put on the gown first and then grab the gloves. So when you're opening up equipment, you don't want your gloves to be on top of the gown because that will make it cumbersome to grab your gown first and then drop your gloves. So we want to open up things in the reverse order that we'll be putting them on. All right, so when it comes to your gloves, when you're opening them up onto a sterile surface, like this surface right here, you're going to want to make sure that you keep things sterile. Now, the outside of the package is not sterile, but the inside is sterile currently. And how, there's many different types of gloves, but how they generally work is that you have kind of the description here, and then there's always a clear portion here that kind of shows you what's going on. So there's this paper insert. What we're going to do is kind of open up our gloves like so, kind of peeling and making sure that we don't touch the paper insert inside. And then what you're going to do is you're going to point the clear away from you, and you're going to open your gloves like so. Basically, you're going to pull down the clear portion, and that's pointing away from you, and you're going to kind of push it onto the sterile field. So our gloves are now on the sterile field. This is now trash. And we haven't touched the inside, so this is all sterile. Now, with your gown, you're going to want to open it up in a similar way. Here, the blue inside is sterile. However, for the purposes of setting it out, we're actually going to touch the blue. And I want you to be very mindful, and let me just show you. So when you open it like so, we're just going to quickly examine how this blue packaging works here, where it's kind of wrapped up. And what you want to do is start with this one here, is open like so, and then like so, and then like this. And every time you kind of open, you're grabbing it with the back of your hand to bunch it up, and then you can set your gown like this on top of your gloves, and you haven't touched anything. This is trash. It's not. It's no longer sterile, and you have set out your gown and gloves like so.